This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so today what I'm going to do is I am going to show you the demo with uh, installing installing Datadog agent in Linux. That is the first thing. Then installing Datadog agent in Windows. Then after that, in Linux, I'm going to enable the process monitoring. How? I'll show you this. Today only I'll show you the demo, okay? And after that, I'm going to also enable Docker monitoring, okay? And if time permits, I'm going to do that Apache monitoring also, okay? So these are the 5 integrations. This is what I'm targeting today. This is under the part of this section will be part of the infra. Remember, I want you to set up the observability, and for that you need to have infra, log, apm, synthetic, and all this stuff. So right now I'm covering the infra. So let's get started. So for that I need a one Linux VM, okay, and one account for the same. So I need a Datadog account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one Datadog account, and for that just give me 2 seconds. Stop.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so now this is a Datadog HQ website. My email ID I'm going to use it, which is app4, which is app4 at the rate of DevOps School.com. And for that, uh, get started free. Now this is I'm going to keep it in United States. Email ID Rajesh Kumar, company DevOps School, and password I'll keep it anything random. I'm going to use next few days with this password. So okay, password, phone number, sign up. Okay, so this is the new account.
Do you want us
Now
to also create an account or to log
no, no,
in
no.
to your account?
No, you can do that offline. That is no problem.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just now I noticed actually, unfortunately, this app 4, I think email IDs has been used. No problem. So that's the reason I need to, no problem. So I'm going to log out this guy. Okay, so log out, and go for Datadog one more time. This time I'm using app 5 and get started free. Here, full name Rajesh Kumar, DevOps School, and password is this one. Anyone can create account just like I'm doing that. So don't have to take any stress in this. Now I'm going to select okay, I will monitor. These are the things, whatever you want to keep it, and 10 servers, whatever next. These are the options. Now this is important. So here, first thing what we decided, I'll monitor the Linux first, and then Windows second, process Docker Apache. So I need one box for it. Where is box? So I need to create one box, and that box should be, I'm creating one clone Datadog, and here, this is one VM I'm creating. This Datadog 1, clone Datadog 1, and created one clone of it. It's a CentOS VM, okay? Mind it. So you can also use a 1.2 or something. That's not a problem. Okay. So now this is the Datadog one because the Datadog it was having because of last session. So this time I created one and then start this VM. You can create a VM on AWS also. That's not a problem. All the steps whichever I'm showing will be common across the platform. So it's like that. Here, the username is root and the password for this VM would be Rajesh123. Root Rajesh123. Okay, so guys, this is the IP address I need. What is IP address? It's 10, right? So I want to go and 10, right? So this, if I access, it'll be easy for you guys. SSH root 192.168.1.10. Password Rajesh123. Okay, clear the screen. Now what to do? So this is a 1.2, no. Debian, no. Amazon, no. CentOS, yes. Fedora, no. So yes. Now if I'll be at your place, I will read each and every line. Don't rush. Okay. Okay. But for me, I just need this one. This command is a shell scripting basically, which will install your agent actually, Linux agent. See here. This is a web script. Okay. This is the token API key, and this is the data center where it's going to store, and the version of agent, which I'll discuss about the agent in next session. I just wanted to skip the discussion too much as we had some discussion yesterday. So run this command in the so this will install the agent and required configurations for us to get started.
So Rajesh, basically you created CentOS machine, and in the CentOS machine you are installing the agent.
That's correct. If you
Okay.
have, you can create CentOS machine in your laptop or AWS or Google Cloud or Azure. Does not matter. Same steps.
Okay.
So it will be done in a few seconds more. Just wait for it. Now you will say, Rajesh, where is the documentation for it? So I'll teach you the pattern for it. Each and every documents I have created. For example, Windows Datadog, right? So here, come to the blog, my website, and Datadog. Just type it, and all the tutorials you find related to Datadog. But right now, our focus is Linux, right? So Datadog Linux, and here, can you find out? See how to install Datadog Agent in Ubuntu. Okay, So this is Ubuntu. Let me copy it for you. And you will say, where is CentOS? So CentOS, little bit spend you have to type. It's for CentOS. Then you will say, where is for the Windows? This is for Windows here. Okay. Windows. So these are the things which we are doing today. Okay. So now CentOS. So CentOS is this one. So now I'm showing the demo of CentOS, right? So this is CentOS. We went here, we installed this agent, and these are the commands we need to get comfortable with it and practice these other commands. Okay, so agent is installed here in front of you. Now you see, you want to stop it, you want to start it. So any questions so far? All of you?
No questions.
So I'll just start it, this agent, done. And when you check this agent status, and you see it's running. Can we go back to the Datadog website, bottom section here, finish. Now you are monitoring Linux box. See here one. Okay. How do you access? So go to the infrastructure list, and one of the box which you are running is this one. I should have changed the name of the host. My bad, I did not do that. So that's the reason, whatever the host name, it has to come here. And now just wait for some more times. All the data will be sent by the agent here, and we'll start monitoring it. Right now there is no much information has come, so just wait for a few seconds. Process has come, CPU has started coming and all. So it will take 10 minutes to 15 minutes to fill this graph, so you can see that CPU utilization, memory utilizations, and many other stuff also here. So this is how we can monitor the install the agent for Linux and get all the matrices from Linux. You want to explore the matrices which is getting from here. So go to the matrix explorer here. Okay. Slowly you will get comfortable with it. That's not a problem. This is the matrix explorer. So what matrix you want? Right now CPU you want, let's say, hardly you have got any matrices by the way. And you see this is the matrix. The moment you hover into that, you will see that it has come from here. Okay, and this all UI we need to become comfortable. Slowly you will get into that also. So here this is the only one host you have here, and get going. Are you understanding all of you?
Okay, where we can see list of hosts, Rajesh? That are
Infrastructure list.
okay.
Okay, so guys, this is the way you will do that. So if you want to monitor this Ubuntu also, same thing you have to do. And so some of the commands I want you to practice it. For example, stop command, restart command, status command. You will say, Rajesh, where is a log for agent? This is the location. You will see the logs. So if anything goes wrong, don't get tense. You have to look at the log. Some regions will be there. This is the stuff. So these are the logs: agent log, process log, trace agent. That means 3 executable is running. How do I know? pf grep data doc. See here, this is the 1 executable, 2 executable, 3 executable. Okay, so 3 executable, which is a part of the agent which is running. About each executable I'll talk about in detail next session. Okay, now here, then you'll say, Rajesh, where is a configuration file? I want to configure it. So you will find all the configuration file under this location. Again, just get comfortable. Slowly you will get it. Okay, so etc Datadog agent, here it is, and this is the configuration file, datadog.yaml. Okay, now this is something which I have said here also. Look for this file, look for this log, look for this log, look for this log. So these are the commands you have to learn, practice it, experience it. Here you have so many files. Don't get tense, because slowly we'll learn all these files. But this is the most important file, datadog.yaml file. It is a file which is read by agent. Now you should see the content of it at least. Few entries you should get comfortable. For example, this is the API key. This is the API key. Because of this, if this key is wrong, then agent will not be able to send the matrices from the Linux server to Datadog. So API is identifications plus access both. Identification means who are you, and access also. So it's important. This is a site out of 5 sites, one of the site which we have. So different name will be there. So accordingly, and many other options which you have. Slowly we'll get into that and get comfortable. So guys, any questions here so far? All of you? Hello? Hello, I'm audible?
All good.
Yeah. Now I would like you to run this command also. This command basically is to check whether the config is correct or not. Config means whatever this configuration which you are doing for the Datadog YAML, it will tell you. So config check, you can run this command. By the way, there's many commands which we have for the agent, not shooting it all at one time. So here, see here, these are the check, config check. So these are the configurations you have allowed in the Datadog YAML for collecting the matrix. So you are checking CPU, you are checking disk, all this thing which is enabled. You can enable more also, uptime and all. So same thing, whatever is enabled default, you are getting here. You see here, whatever you are getting here, CPU matrix, process matrix, and all this stuff like that, because it's enabled here. Okay, you can see in the bigger format also like this. See, scroll down. These are all the matrix. So by the way, all this matrix you have to understand because this matrix is common across all the platform. Okay, my disk is 94.66 free. Okay, so now this is the something which we did with uh, Linux. Now next thing, how do we do with the Windows? Then I am going to install the Windows. So for the Windows, I am going to use my base machine itself. Okay, so let's do that. So how do I install the agent? So go to the integration, and here you click in agent. Okay, agent. Don't worry, this steps you have all the screenshots, so you will not get lost actually. Okay. So here I go to the agent, and here I will say, hey, I want to install the agent for Windows. So Mac no, Debian no, Ubuntu no, Amazon Linux no, Fedora no, SUSE no, AIS Core X no, what? Windows. Now if I'll be at your place, I'll read each and every lines carefully. But in short, I'm telling you, you have to download this installer, which is MSI file, and then how do you install it? Through the command line you can do that, okay, or you can manually also do that. This is up to you. I love to show you through the manually, so I can show you something, else command line everything is hidden. So let's download this installer. Okay, I click on it. I'm installing for the Windows, though I think I have already installed it, the one of the Datadog agent long back, I think 6 months back or something, in my Windows machine. So I'm doing again, no problem. It might take up a grade actually, that's okay. So it should be downloaded in a few seconds only. So done guys. Almost done. Okay, so here you have it. Now this is the agent. So let it install. The role install, I don't think so. It'll stuck. Next. Okay, accept the agreements. This is the next. This is where it's being installed. I am okay with the path, no problem. And here, this is where the API keys you have to give it. So API keys you get it here only. Okay. So where is that API key? So you know what? Here it should be printing the API key, but here it's not there. So what is the region? So UI has changed, so I'll have to select the API key. So this is okay. I have only one API key, so that's not, it's a new account. So now I got a API key. Are you able to see my screen, guys, all of you?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah. So next, and which data center of Datadog? Of course, US one. Here you have a more than five, four, five actually. Next, install. Now this is well installed. Now the question is where the YAML file configurations files will be there. So this will be there in the program's data locations. So let's say you might not remember all the time. So for that I have created a documentation for you guys. So you can have a memories for it. And here, if you go to this URL and you can go to this URL and the here this location, see program data and Datadog. So this is the location where the configuration file will be there after the installations. So let it finish and then after that I'll go to that place. So now these are the steps you should, I'm creating a screenshot so you should not get stuck. Okay, so here finish. After that, one advantage which we have, there is a UI for the agent which in Linux is disabled by default, but for the Windows is enabled by default. What we call it Datadog Agent Manager, which I'll show you after the installation is finished. So you can see the UI for this, and basically this UI you can at one place you see what are the check logs, settings, and all the related activity you can see at one place. So it's easy for you to work with it. Okay, so almost installation is completed. Almost done. Okay. So yes, it's done. Now you see that here, launch Datadog Agent Manager. This you have to say yes. I want to show you this Agent Manager. It's a browser actually, but using this browser, you can manage the entire Datadog Agent. So let it launch actually. So it should be up like this. You can see in the background. So where is getting launched? It's in IE or Firefox. Oh, no Firefox. I don't see. Chrome I don't see. It should be coming. Okay, so let's wait for it. If it's not coming automatically, then you can also go and browse this. Okay, now before that, let me see that if the services is up and or not. So if I go to the Windows machine, okay, then services, I'll see Datadog. Here it is. So these are the services I see this running. Okay, it's running. Okay, no problem. So you can stop the services, you can start the services also from here. That's okay. Now I should it should be launching, but it's not launching. That's okay. So I'm going to localhost 5001 5002, sorry, 5002. That's a default port for the oh, so there's a problem. What is this? 127.0.0.1 says no authorization token. Okay, so what could be the reason for this? I'll tell you. This is a, you can take it as a troubleshooting. So what has happened is, uh, I installed the Datadog agent previously also, and this time also I installed it, latest version. But you know what? I probably uninstall it. I don't remember though. But I feel that that authorization token is older one. Okay. So what we do in this case? So I go to the C drive and programs data. Mind it, programs data folder will be will be hidden by default. It's a hidden file folder. Mind it. And then inside that you go to Datadog, continue, and see that there's a file Datadog YAML. It's a configuration file. And here I would like to check if the my API key, which is right or older one. Okay. So oh my God, no, this is not the right file. I'll just close all this thing and open one more time here. It says cannot open file, so strange issues actually. Okay, I'll just restart it. I really don't know why this is saying. Huh. I'm just trying because the file should be open. Strange behavior I'm seeing. Okay, so permissions actually is not there. So I'm giving a permission myself. Strange actually. So how do I give it?
In that security tab?
I don't see that. See, you have read permissions. That's okay. And this is read permission, but user you will be strange actually. You should be able to open, but it's okay for time being. I'll just change something. Okay, I have that permission. Let me. Okay, so this guy DD agent user is the owning the permissions right now. I'm also having the full permissions. I'm having full permission. I should be having. Okay, let me check this out. I don't know. This was not the case last time, but this time some security implementation giving. Huh. So now if I see this key, I just want to check this whether this key is matching with my key of current one, and I see that it's matching. So there's no problem here. I don't see there's a problem. So let me see that Datadog and Agent Manager, which is app. Let me see if I can manually open up. Everything is correct. There's no problem here. I don't see. It could be a message problem with my system, but that's okay. Let me see by now the Datadog it has come or not. So refresh and it's not come. Uh, it has come. Not sure what was that region, but here it has come at least. So Windows, you see that icon of Windows, it's coming. So metrics started coming. Now I'm just curious. My mind is curious why I'm not able to open. And this is the error. And you know what? This is automatically should get started. And Datadog Agent Manager, and opening up app also. I don't see here. Okay, so unfortunately I'm not able to show you this one. I'll troubleshoot offline, but this should be accessible. There's no authorized token. Okay, so maybe restart might solve this problem because I'm clicking here and again. Now you can also troubleshoot using the logs. So you can see the logs for this inside this location. Okay, so these are the logs. Right now the logs you should see is agent log, process agent, system prop, all this thing you can see that. Okay, so I'll check this one later. You will not get these issues. Maybe myself is having, I'm not started this server from last 3-4 days. Maybe that could be the reason for it. Okay, so now you install the Windows agent. After that, in Windows you have to work with Datadog Agent Manager. From here you can see the logs. It's a UI tool, so you'll not get stuck. These are the processes services which I showed you, and this folder will be hidden. I showed you this file, So are you comfortable with Windows so far, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so now what we did actually, we did Linux agent installation, that is done successfully. Now Windows, okay, that is done successfully. I'll just check that's also that error offline. Now what I'm going to do is I'll show you something here. Go to the Linux box, and here if I see the list of process, I don't have it. I don't have it. So actually in agent, Datadog agent, that is not enabled by default. You have to do that. You need to enable by default. You need to enable manually. So that's the question is like, how do we enable the process monitoring? And for that, you don't need to do anything. Just there's one flag in datadog.yaml, you have to add it, and that's all, and restart the agent. Now the question is, are we having any document for it? So let me check it out. Datadog process, and here this will help you to enable this. So how to enable live processes monitoring in Datadog agent? So you have to modify only, which could be Windows, it could be Linux, it could be anything, and you just need to enable only this add things. Enable true for what? Process configurations. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
So here mind it, process config is commented actually by the way. So you have to uncomment this one also and enable true, you have to do that. So can I do that in Linux? So go for vi and etc datadog YAML and go to the process configuration. This file is long. You have to study a little bit. Don't get lost as if like you need to learn everything in one day, because there's so many options are there, and slowly you'll get used to it one by one. Okay, so go to the somewhere in the bottom section, somewhere process underscore config. I'm just scrolling down just so you can get comfortable with this file. Very important file you have. So this advanced configurations and process config should be somewhere in the bottom. I don't have a patience now anymore. Log collections is there, trace is there, altitude trace little bit later, APM, and now AppSec. Oh my god, this is it. So here this is the settings which you have. Now where is my cursor? I lost that. Anyone remember that cursor? This is cursor colored. Yes. No. Cursor color scheme design. No. How do I change the cursor color? Line block. This will help me, I guess. Yes, I got it. So this is the line you have to comment. Okay, and here this is the line. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 locations enabled true. Now you have some problem in the spacing and all. So for that you access my documentation. Here, by the way, I have given a 2 space actually. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct. Okay. So remember the YAML configurations. You have to be very careful. So that's done. After that, what you have to do? See here. Here I have given a no space. Here 2 space. So let's do one thing. Let's follow the same thing. No space for the process config. Process underscore process underscore process process underscore config. Here it is. So let's give no space, and here you give 2 space. 1, 2, because here I specified no space process config and 2 space. Follow this and then save it and restart the agent. This is the Windows, how to restart in Linux. I think you know that command by now. I just copy and paste it here. So now I did this. Now how can I check this whether it's done or not? So for that, config check, this command will run and see that process monitoring is enabled or not. So I'm just checking CPU, disk, file, IO, load, memory, network, NTP, uptime, and I would see config. Let me just a second. Hold on. Process monitoring. So many options are there. So enable, it says false. I did this. Just a second. Hold on. Process config. Enter. Process configurations and enable true. Spelling correct, right? To TRU. So everything is correct. I don't think so it's showing. I need to restart one more time, but also just for some time, because sometime it takes to stabilize also. So I'll just close this, refresh it, and see that if it is coming here or not. So go to the Linux, and it has come. So now it has come. Earlier it was not there. So now this is how you can enable the process monitoring also. Make sense, guys, all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now next goal is, after this I need to install Docker monitoring or Apache monitoring. So Docker monitoring is very simple, it's an inbuilt capability. You don't have to enable anything as such which I can recall. So here, same way, you can come to this place, and for each and everything I'm showing you the data tutorial also. Datadog Docker. So we'll install the Docker for sure, and you see that how to enable Docker monitoring. So first thing you have to uh, enable the process monitoring and install the Docker, and after that do this stuff and you are good to go. So can we do that? So enable the process monitoring, which I've done. Now second thing, install Docker server. I need to do that. So this document will help you to install the Docker server. There's a method 1, method 2, method 3. All this method you have it. I'll just go for the bottom one, which is the shortest method. Okay, so I'm installing Docker right now in the Linux box. Okay. So this is the command, enter. This is the command, enter. And this is the command to enable the Docker. It's taking a little time. Just have a patience. So almost done. Just wait for a few seconds more. And after that, you have to enable the Docker. Mhm. Am I audible, right? All of you?
Yes.
Because installation is very slow. So I'm thinking like whether the internet is slow or what, or maybe the remote server, from that it's being downloaded, that may be slow because it should have been done by now. Done. So now I'm going to enable this here for tomorrow, start this for today, and done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start few containers just for the demo. So Docker run -itd Ubuntu, one containers just for the demo. So two containers probably I'll have it. So because Docker monitoring plus container monitoring also I should have it, right? Okay, one container, two containers. Guys, I got the two containers right now. See that name of the container, recursing variant. Okay, so that's all. So after that, you have to do something at the Datadog level also, Datadog website. What are the things you have to do? So let me show you here. Come to this place, go to the integrations here, and come to the agent part, or integration also you can go to. Go for that. That's not a problem. And select the Docker. So you have to give some permission related stuff, which I'll show you anyways. So you'll remember that. So Docker is here. Here it is, Docker. And I did I'm just checking. Okay, so this one is different. You don't have to do this. Okay, so this one is like basically you are creating one container and you are monitoring the Docker using the container. So that is not the something which I want you to do that. Okay, so remember this I'm not doing. You are running the agent, the Docker agent as a container. Are you understanding, all of you? What I want, my agent which is installing the Linux box should monitor Docker. Okay, guys, are you able to understand this?
Yes.
Hello. So what I'm going to do? So go to the integrations here, and so look for the Docker. So Docker I have installed it. Process monitoring is enabled. So I think I should get suggestion. Yes, here it is. So auto detected. You see, detected. And go click on install. This is the integration how we install it. Now I'll be reading all this thing. What are the overview? What are the metrics you will get it here? And what are the configuration you want to make it? So this I did it already. This is the pending. Now if you know the Docker, remember that only the root user can access the Docker, or anyone who's a part of the Docker group can access the Docker status. But here what you are doing, DD agent, which is running your agent, we are adding to the group called Docker. So enter, and this configurations you have to enable it. Okay, remember whenever you talk about the integration, you have to remember this file, this location conf.d, and that's where you have to enable all the integration. So can I go to the conf.d, etc conf.d, etc datadog, sorry, etc datadog and conf.d, and here you have so many integrations. Right now I don't need anything else but Docker, so cd Docker. Now you see that this file is not commented, actually it's not active file. The moment you remove the .default, it will become active. So what to do? So go and cp this file to I renamed wrongly to here to to here, done. So I created one copy of this file and vi this file and check that what are things to be commented. So here, look at this line you have to add it. Now what is the logic behind it? So the moment you understand the Docker, you will understand this logic. So this line I'm going to add it under the instances. So here this line I need it. So go for one space you have to give it and paste it. Enter. Don't give tab. Okay, it's YAML. And copy this tag. You can tag it whichever you want. And here. Now everything's done. Save it and install the agent. So how do we install the? I mean restart the agent. So restart the agent. Now remember that I'm running the two containers, Docker PS, and I enable this restart the agent, and you can check the status using the command and stuff like that. And so Datadog Agent enter. Which command I'm going to run it to check the status? So here is the status command. Status. Now just wait for a few seconds. It's getting the status for the agent. Okay, meanwhile I'll just see. So these are the checks you have enabled. APM agent, collector, process here, process endpoint, and, and process agent is running. Docker agent should be somewhere on top, uptime, It's too many. See, Docker. Okay, so it's running and install integrations. That's all. And after that, you can close this. Now go to your host infrastructure list. Go to this Linux one and go to the containers. You see this tab containers, and here you have two containers. Docker is running and monitoring the containers. Did you understand that, all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
So guys, this is what we have done it. So what we did today, I just wanted to show you the only demo. So Linux monitoring, Windows monitoring, process monitoring, Docker monitoring. So these are the four things which I taught you. I'll give you some time to do that offline also. And the next session, I'll teach you Apache monitoring, Tomcat monitoring, MySQL monitoring, and some of the others as well. Got it. And oh, by the way, agent discussion is pending. So that is also, we'll try to take it up. Okay, any questions anyone have so far?
The question I have is, when you say next session, are you talking about tomorrow or?
Yes,
Okay,
tomorrow.
good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, makes
So
sense.
every day we'll have a session, so that way we can try to finish this course as soon as possible. It'll be easy for me also and for you guys. Probably, I'm just guessing.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Have a nice evening. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.